Hi, it's Helen with So Kind of Wonderful, and this video is all about Butterfly Fields. So Butterfly Fields is our quilt along for 2024, and this is the pattern. Here is, you can see the quilt, and this first video is going to just be talking about a couple things in the pattern, and then starting on cutting your fabric. So if you're using the fabric that we used for Butterfly Fields, it is called Field Cloth and it is from Free Spirit Fabrics. And so a lot of you have that kit. And so we're going to walk through like cutting that and where you find the cutting instructions in your pattern. First thing, if you have a first edition of Butterfly Fields book, we have a couple edits in it. We apologize. Jenny and I try really hard to, have it multitasted, which we always do. But in a big project, things can happen. So this is listed on our website. You may already have a copy of it included with your pattern. It's the first one. The first edit is on page 39. I should put glasses on for this. First edit is on page 39, and it's on this teal fabric right here. And down here it says to cut a 3-inch with the fabric. It should actually be 3.5. So update your pattern to be 3.5. And then the other edits are more like it's a cross out. So this is in the cutting instructions, which I'll walk you through. I included a piece there, a 2¼ by 2¼ inch piece, but you actually don't cut it here. You cut it when you're actually making the butterfly. You have leftover fabric, so we cut it out of a scrap. So that's these fixes. And then the bottom one is just a clarification when you get to page 8. It just clarifies what we're doing with those extra pieces in the butterflies. So I'll go over those in detail. I'm going to introduce you to the fabric that comes with the kit, and we'll start cutting and looking in detail at the edits for Butterfly Fields. So follow along. The next step, we'll start looking at the fabric. This is the cutting labels. This you can cut apart on the dotted lines. They're also in your book. They're in the back here, so you can make copies of these pages, or you can download them from our website, from the Butterfly Fields pattern page. Just click on description, and it's listed right there as Butterfly Fields labels. So you can download that and cut them apart. I haven't cut mine yet. I kind of do it as I work through each piece of fabric. I know the first one we cut is the teal, and you can cut these, you can cut in any order, but I will first cut out my teal labels here. This way I don't lose a label. So I keep all the rest of these together. And then I go ahead and I just cut these into sections. And the instructions say just to cut on the dotted lines. And then these I just kind of keep to the side and ready to go. All right, if I look at page 39, the pattern has, we should talk about just a little bit how it's organized. The first little bit gives you a lot of instructions, a lot of thoughts. I mean, if you like to deep dive into what's going on in our brains, you can check this out. Here's your contents. Tells you we're using the Wonder Curve ruler. This page is all about sewing a curve. This walks you through how to cut certain things with the Wonder Curve ruler. And on our video that is about sewing the butterfly, we'll go through this. And then we get into the different butterfly blocks. The first block instruction is about sewing the curved parts of the butterfly. So you have 3 pages of instruction there. Oh, 4 pages. And then you have a separate page for each of the patchwork blocks. And they're just 1 page each. Churn dash, number 2 is windmill, cactus. And so this is where you're finding the information for how to make that patchwork. Now, if you go back here to page, and then it shows laying out your butterflies. But if you need a little more instruction on the patchwork, this is a little more detailed instructions on how to make half square triangles, quarter square triangles, or split quarter square triangles. So that's page 33. And then, because we thought, well, maybe you would just want to make the patchwork blocks, so we actually give you fabric requirements for just patchwork. And you can sew up a little patchwork block quilt. And then you do have some bonus sections. This is what we're talking about today, is the butterfly fields cutting. Oh, the first one is red. Oh, I was thinking it was teal. Excellent. We'll do red. So that's what I'm going to work through. So I'll just grab my sheet. We will cut the red pieces. And I have some binding clips, and I just clip them together. You can pin them, whatever helps you keep organized. Okay. Just to give you a little more detail on the update in the pattern, let me just show you on page, if you go back here to page 44, let me show you how I updated my pattern. And this is for that piece of fabric that's listed back here in fabric cutting, but you actually cut it in when you're making the butterfly. So here, all I'm doing is I'm just drawing one line through the 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and I will give you a close-up of that. And I show you in red. So you can see it in red here. And then here's what I did in my book. I just crossed it out because we're going to cut it later. So I didn't want you thinking, oh, it's not here. I've cut everything and I've missed that one. So you can do that for the peach, sage, taupe, black. It's for the backgrounds of the butterflies, and the cream and the white. It's the same pieces to just cut them later. All right, our first one we are going to cut. This is my butterfly kit. These are the same amounts that you received if you got this from your local quilt shop or if you received it from us. So if you will look at page 39, that's where I am. And this shows you that we give you a diagram that shows the width of fabric is open selvage to selvage. We recommend that you cut it with it folded in half, but we still show it to you all stretched out so that you're not confused about which pieces are cut out of each section. So the first one we are working with is the red fabric, or the crimson. All right, change of scenery. I was making the video and I didn't have a good angle showing the cutting. So we're doing the cutting again in the Butterfly Fields cutting video. And I am in Sisters, Oregon, teaching at a Quilters Affair, and Jenny is behind the camera.
Yes, hello. I'm filming.
All right, so we're gonna go back and we are so I have smaller cutting space. I have a smaller mat. So this is good. You can see how we do it with less tools.
Let me stand behind you. Like that?
That's great.
Okay.
So I pulled the pattern up on my computer. I can tell that I need a 4.5, a 4 1/4, and a 3-inch width of fabric. So I am going to cut those 3 pieces. Four and a half. I am cutting off of the ruler 4 1/4, which is an easy way to do it when you have limited space. And a 3-inch width of fabric. And then we will open it up and cut. I'll start up from the bottom and work up. And I need 10 2 3/4 by 4 1/2. And I'm just going to use my quick straight ruler and leave it doubled, like leave it folded. And I'm measuring over 2 3/4, and I need 10 of these. So there's 4. And I'm just using lines on the ruler. There's a grid, there's reference marks. As long as you get it square to your fabric, it will work great. The graphic in the pattern actually shows it, opened up, and you're cutting these one at a time. But leave it like this. All right, so there's my 10 of those. And then I also need to cut 2 3-inch and 4 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. I think I should just cut, I don't know, I'm processing. 1 1/2. Yep, I'm just going to cut a 3-inch piece off. And then I can use the other side. Now I can cut 2 of these. And then I need 4 that are 2 1/4 inches long. So this is 1 1/2 already. Okay. All right, so that's my 4 1/2 inch with the fabric. Save all your extras. And then we will look at our 4 1/4. So again, clean up your selvage edge. I like to start from the selvage. And now I need 4 4 1/4. And because it's doubled, that gives me my 4. And then I need 8 2 by 2s. So 4. So I need an 8-inch piece. So it does show this way. And now I'm going to cut it 4 inches wide So I'm trimming off a 1/4 inch. Now I'm going to cut it to 2 inches. And then I need 8. Ooh, I think I just gave myself more than 8. I think I gave myself 16. So that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so these are my extras. Save those. And then our last one is the 3 inch. So lay it out, keep it folded, clean up your selvages. And then here I need 8 3x3s. Again, cutting off the ruler. And there is a lot of fabric. You know, I wouldn't recommend doing all of this in one time. You know, break it down. Maybe just do a couple fabrics and then give yourself a break and then come back to it. Anytime you cut out a whole quilt, it's a lot of work. Okay, there's my 8 3x3s. And then I need 2 1 1/4 by 9 1/2. Ooh, I can just get 2 of them this way. It's right on the fold. I think, am I gonna get it? Okay. So the pattern shows you opening that up, which you totally could, but if you can get it, cut this way. Oh, yes. Okay. All right, so my labels are home, so that's all right. I did show the labeling part, so that'll be the next section. But that's how you cut this right here. So I went through each of those, and so just go on to the next one, work with the teal fabric, do the exact same thing. There's all our pieces. Okay, that's extra. All right, keep a place for all of your extras. Now we're going to take our labels and we're going to separate. So I need 2 4 1/4 here and 8 2x2s. So all of those are here. They go in the Irish chain. For country roads, I need 1 1 1/4 by 9 1/2. This one. Ohio Star is my other long one. Friendship Star, I need 2 4 1/4 and then 4 3x3s. So these. And then this one, I need 10 2 3/4 by 4 1/2, 2 3x3s here, 4 1 1/2 by 2 1/4, 2 1 1/4 by 1 1/2, and then 4 more 3x3s for the patchwork. Anytime you see PW, stands for patchwork, that's the traditional patchwork in the wings. So all of that is with my cat's corner. So at this stage, I will clip these together, I will pin them, I'll put them in a bag, and try to stay super organized. That one I need to get all my pieces closer to the edge. Okay. All right, so that is cutting. So you're going to work through all the different fabrics. Go ahead and cut them all, and copy your labels or print them, whatever you need to. And then after I get everything cut, I'll go back and I'll sort it by butterfly, because I will have more than just red that goes in the cat's corner.